We're days into Donald Trump launching his illegal and unconstitutional invasion of LA, and just days out from having tanks rolling down DC streets for his big boy birthday party. And at this point, your authoritarianism alarm, if it's not blaring, then I think you need to check the batteries. But we have a clip, and it's gonna get even worse, and it's gonna get even more authoritarian and more threatening. Let's jump into this.
We're going to be celebrating big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protester wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. And I haven't even heard about a protest, but this is people that hate our country, but they will be met with very heavy force.
To be very clear, we showed you yesterday on the show that a very, very small percentage of active duty veterans, or I should say veterans in general, have any interest in this parade. Like 1 in 3 Republican veterans think this is a good idea. So to be clear, if you're against this stupid birthday parade, you're not a person that hates America. You're the vast majority of the American public. And we'll check in with more polls, but let's just be very clear about that. Now that said, I am torn here, and I want to hear in the chat what you think, because I would love a massive protest against this. But he also really does seem to want it, doesn't he? I mean, he hasn't even heard about any protests, and he's already bringing it up to threaten that we're gonna brutalize them. Because again, there's nothing that sets them off more than people exercising their constitutional rights. So if you protest, we're gonna brutalize you. We might murder some of you, the dictator said. And so, should you show up? I don't know. It would be kind of giving him what he wants, but it would be a reminder to the American people that people don't support this. I don't know, I don't know. But one thing I am learning though, and I'm curious what people think about this too. So this has become the most normalized thing in the world, that him talking about reasonable people who hold majority positions and are not criminals or radicals, he instantly talks about beating them down. Should we normalize this? Should President AOC say, hey, so we're gonna be doing a big parade for Pride, and I swear to God, if any limp militia MFers show up, we're gonna bust their skulls. We're gonna hose them down. We're gonna rubber bullet. Should she talk like that? I'm being completely honest. Maybe, because in this case, like if we're talking about like, if another Unite the Right thing happens and those MFers who killed Heather Harris start parading again, we're gonna bash their skulls because they're deeply un-American, they hate our country. She would have ground to stand on for doing that, whereas he's talking about peaceful people who hold, again, majority positions. I don't know, but it's something I'm gonna be thinking about, and you should think about it as well. That said, not only vets don't want this parade, don't like it. Again, the vast majority of the American public don't like it. 48% strongly oppose it. An additional 28% oppose it. And so there's very few people that 21% of Americans think this is a good idea to spend $45 million. And to be clear, I don't think it costs $45 million. The original number that we heard was $90 million, but whatever. At 45, only 21% of the country think that it's a good idea. By the way, I love that 2% of Democrats strongly favor this. Are they dead? Are they in comas? How are they responding to polls at this point? And then for Republicans, it's let's see, that's 42, 52%, a very, very narrow majority, either strongly or overall. Oh no, sorry, I was reading that wrong. They oppose it too. He didn't even get Republicans on his side for this. He's got 46% of Republicans thinking this is a good idea. And so I kind of want it to just be a big bust. I mean, it's a massive waste of money. It's gonna be terrible imagery. He wants first order stuff. He wants him on the big planet that's got the cannon built into it. He wants that imagery. He wants the lightning bolts and the red, white, and black. That's what he wants. And so maybe don't protest. Maybe don't do any of it. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't showing up that you might expect to show up. So only I think 7 surveyed GOP lawmakers are actually gonna show up to this thing. And so the head of the Republicans in the Senate, John Thune, the majority whip, John Barrasso, aren't showing up. Steve Scalise isn't showing up. Mike Johnson didn't respond, which doesn't seem enthusiastic at the very least. And so if he's not even getting them, like who's gonna be there? I mean, presumably every billionaire in America will be there because they want to stay on his good side, but there are a few that are going. So, Marjorie Greene, what do you know? She'll be showing up. Pick me, Donald Trump. Byron Donalds, Elise Stefanik, these are not surprising people. Rand Paul had this to say: I've never been a big fan of goose-stepping soldiers and big tanks and missiles rolling down the street. So if you ask me, I wouldn't have done it. We were always different than the images you saw of the Soviet Union and North Korea. We were proud not to be that. Well, I agree with him, but now we're not proud about anything, and we shouldn't be. There's very little in America to be proud of, except perhaps those actually out there in the streets fighting back against authoritarianism. But so they're not gonna be showing up. Rand Paul is not interested, and apparently there's not gonna be that much coverage either. Major TV networks don't wanna cover it because they do sports, and yet way more people wanna watch sports than wanna watch a tank going, like making our, and it's, again, it's not just that Donald Trump is insisting on it. It's not just that Donald Trump is wasting our money on it as he tells us that he can't afford any of what the government used to do. We'll talk about FEMA. Can't afford to do that anymore. But we can afford to spend, half $100 million, maybe $100 million on this parade. It's not just that. He's making our soldiers do it. Okay, they're gonna be ordered. You gotta go march for the dictator. You think they wanna do that? Again, we already talked about what the vets think about this. He is twisting their arm and making them take part in a fascistic display of wasteful spending and trying to threaten people, trying to intimidate people, and not intimidate our enemies, to intimidate Americans. And I think they damn well know that. And so for all of the insults throughout his week, or throughout his life that he has levied against the military, calling them suckers and losers, using his elite rich a-hole connections to get out of having to serve like regular people did, now he's making them be tools in a fascistic display because it's his birthday and he's just so excited about it. Anyway, apparently Fox News will be airing a little bit of it, but then they'll be switching to baseball by the evening. I hope they cut him off during his speech. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.